Y'all better buckle the heck up for this video because we're getting into it. You wanna know what gets me so fired up is when people get on the internet saying things that they have absolutely no expertise in, and then they speak it so loud that they actually think that it's like true, and people in the comments are like, this is fire, let him cook, let him, let's never let him near a kitchen ever again.
Let's talk about some real estate hot takes. Culturally, in America, we put a lot of pressure on young adults to buy real estate, and that if you're renting, you're throwing money away.
I don't necessarily think we put pressure as a society on younger adults to buy real estate. I think it's more of older adults urging younger adults, something that they learned, that getting into real estate younger is worth it. I think that that's the message in my opinion. But when you are renting, I mean, when you're renting, you're not paying down your principal and interest. Like you're not paying toward anything. You are paying for temporary housing. You don't get anything in return, if that makes sense.
It's not always the best decision for everyone at every point in time.
That statement, as like a blanket statement, is true. It is not always the best decision for everyone to buy real estate all the time.
And that is a myth that we're fed. That if you don't buy real estate, you will never be financially successful. And if you rent, you are throwing money and flushing money down the toilet.
I don't think people are saying you'll never be financially successful if you don't buy real estate. What we are saying as real estate professionals is that you have a higher chance at becoming financially successful having your hand in real estate. That is what people are saying. Not you'll never become successful if you don't. And again, with the flushing money down the toilet, wasting money on renting, if you think about it, your money's not going toward anything in the long run.
It's the most expensive thing you will ever buy, and the amount of people that become house poor, meaning they're buying homes that they really can't afford just because they got approved for the mortgage, is insane.
Like, there are people who are house poor. Do not get that twisted. There are some people who push because they think they can afford it. So please keep that in mind whenever you go to buy a house. That sometimes getting pre-approved for the highest amount isn't always the best thing. Do not let this scare you. If you are smart, if you listen to your lender, if you take into account all of the expenses, you're gonna be fine. You are going to be fine. This lady, she made a decision that she doesn't want to buy. She wants to rent. So she wants everyone around her to agree with her to make herself feel better. That's what it seems like.
Beyond that, a lot of people don't actually run the numbers of purchasing real estate. They think as long as they're building equity, it's a good financial decision.
This part, I'm about to go.
There are a lot of sunk costs to purchasing real estate that for whatever reason nobody talks about. When you buy real estate, you spend a lot of money that you don't necessarily get back when you sell the house. A few examples are property taxes, the interest on your mortgage, any HOA.
She's saying those costs you pay and don't get back when you sell the house. First of all, people in America right now are sitting on a record amount of equity in their homes. The house is worth more than you bought it for. This lady is saying you don't get it back when you sell the house. You know what you don't get back? Your rent. Anything you pay in rent. You pay someone else's interest, property taxes, and HOA fees, and you never see it. You don't own the house and you never get it back. I don't know why she's mentioning that as if renting, you literally pay for everything and get none of it back.
I'm just saying that it's not always the best decision for everyone all the time.
Yeah, it's not, because renting is a stepping stone for people to own a home. I completely agree with that.
Buying a piece of real estate that wasn't even gonna be a good investment, just because everybody said that I'm throwing money away on rent and I didn't actually think about running the numbers. So if you're someone who lives in like a high cost of living area, like a big major city, like real estate is very expensive combined with really high interest rates, the amount of capital that you need to put down for a down payment without paying private mortgage insurance. The numbers are insane unless you want to live in a dump or you want to live in a dangerous area.
I think in the United States, Hawaii is the 4th most expensive city to live in. And I will say this, paying mortgage and paying rent are about the same numbers. You have to live within your means, yes, but rent is not far off from how much you'd be paying in a mortgage. If anything, it's even more expensive. People do not play about rent. They upcharge the hell out of it. So please keep this all in mind when you see stuff like this on the internet. End of the day, consult with a professional. Consult with a professional. That's like literally the point of my job, realtor's job, financial advisors, like that's all of our jobs. So trust a professional.